Father, we thank you this morning. Thank you for our lives. Thank you for Nigeria. Nigeria's independence is already 59 years. And we know but for your grace, but for your mercy, those predictions of a disintegrated nation, those predictions of a war-torn zone will have come to pass. If the Lord had not kept the city, they watch it in vain, those that stay awake. We know it's your mercy, we know it's your love, we know it's your grace. And so this morning, on behalf of all Nigerians, estimated to be 200 million all over the world, we've come to say thank you. We appreciate you for our country. Thank you for how far you have brought us. Thank you for where you are taking us to. Thank you for our new name. Thank you because our land will no longer be called desolate. We appreciate you. Thank you because we eat the good of the land. Blessed be your holy name. Amen. As we share your word this morning, Lord, please speak to us. Amen. Bless us. Amen. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. God bless you. God bless you. Happy Sunday, everybody. And happy independence. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. And on the spirit of that celebration of Nigeria's birthday, we speak to our land this morning and say Nigeria is blessed. My country is blessed. I'm reading this morning Psalm 122. Nigeria is blessed. Say it like you mean it. Nigeria is blessed. Hallelujah. Psalm 122, I want to read verse 6. If you permit me, I will read the 3 verses. You know my favorite translation of the scriptures? What is it? It is a New Living Translation. Psalm 122 from verse 6. I don't mind you reading it in your own King James Version. Pray for peace in Jerusalem. May all who love this city prosper. Amen. King James Version says they shall prosper and love you. Say, O Jerusalem, may there be peace within your walls and prosperity in your palaces. For the sake of my family and friends, I will say, may you have peace. Verse 9. For the sake of the house of the Lord our God, I will seek what is best for you, O Nigeria. In every place where you see Jerusalem in that Psalm 122, the parts that we read, you can put Nigeria, your country. Say, for peace in Nigeria we should pray. Say, let all those who love this country prosper. Say, O Nigeria, may there be peace within your walls and prosperity in your palaces. Say, for the sake of God's people, I will say, may you have peace. Nigeria will have peace. Amen. Say, for the sake of the house of the Lord our God, I will seek what is better for you, O blessed Nigeria. Hallelujah. Amen. You know, on days like this, that like we do for ourselves individually, it's important that we take cognizance of what God says, not only about us, but also about our land, also about our country. And there are certain facts that I want to quickly remind you, maybe one or two facts as I get into the meat of the message. God doesn't make any mistake in creation. The fact that you were born in Nigeria is not an accident. It's not an error. It's not because God, forgot that Nigeria is going to be the way it is. And then all of a sudden he's scratching his head to say, did I just make an error by allowing this guy, this daughter, this boy to be born here? There's no such mistake. He told Jeremiah, before you were formed in the womb, I know you. So he knows exactly what part of the world you're going to be born into. So there is no mistake. He brought you from this part of the world deliberately for a reason. I know you before you were born. The second quick fact is that the place where you are born doesn't limit God's blessing upon you. And you need to let that fact sink into you. As hard as it may, like you are swallowing, a very big mole of feather. Let it go in as tough or as hard as it can. The fact is, the place where God decides to plant you doesn't limit the blessings of God upon your life. We were told in the book of Genesis, at a time when the whole land was in famine, in Genesis 26, the scripture says in Genesis 26, verse number 12, Isaac sowed in that same land, and he received 100-fold in that same land. And there was a reason why the Bible says in that same land, because ahead of those verses and the leading discussion prior to that was a land that was going through very tough time, where there was challenges, where the land wasn't yielding its increase, where the animal weren't producing. And the Bible says in that same land, because there is no mistake in creation, and because that God planted Isaac there for a particular purpose, even what was going on around him couldn't limit what God would do, because he is the one carrying the grace. And so in that same land, Genesis 26 verse number 12, Isaac sowed and he received 100-fold. You see, and the Lord blessed him and the man waxed great. People were complaining, but he was waxing great. He went forth, he grew until he became very great in that same land. He said, for he had possession of flocks, he had possession of herds, and great store of servants, and the people around, the Philistines, they envied him. So the place where God plants you doesn't limit your blessings, because the blessings of God follows you wherever you are planted. He said, wherever the sole of your feet shall tread upon, he will take it for you. And as soon as he takes it for you, he establishes his blessings around you, even in that place. That's why you will see people born from different parts of the world, from different part of the city, making it in spite of where they were born. You will see someone born from the most rural of villages will make it, and people who are born into opulence and affluence in the city center, their children grow up, begging for alms. Because it is not about the location. It is about you, on whose head the grace of God resides. You will see people who will go to primary school where they use their local language to teach them foreign language, and they will have distinction in their exams. And there are people who are taught by white men, and they can't pass their SSE. It is not just the place where you are born or the circumstances around you. It is in you that the grace resides. Amen.
Amen.
So, as God's children, our responsibility, therefore, is to recognize what God has said about us, what he has said about our land, and also do what he expects us to do about our country. Many of us, because of what we go through and because of, the abundance of the fat around us, we are often drawn to follow the tide of what people say. We curse the country, we see the ill, we see the evil, we all fall victim of this pressure. But maybe on days like this, a good reminder that that's not what God expects us to do, not to join in the showering of curses upon our land, not to say this is a stinking rubbish ground, but rather to say exactly what God says about us. And this morning, I want to share with you 6 things, at least 6, that God expects us to do for our country. What God expects us to do for Nigeria as God's children. Number 1, starting from the place where we read Psalm 122, verse number 6. He said, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Those who love the peace of their country will prosper. Pray for the peace in your country, and if you so do, you will prosper. The peace of any country is similar to a human being being in sound health. Peace to a nation is like health to individual. When you are sick, nothing else matters. When you are sick, nothing else can be achieved. When you are on your sick bed, all those dreams, all those aspirations, all those desires, Yoruba will say, I want to become 20, I want to become 30. It doesn't matter when you're sick. You're just lying there, helpless. Nothing else. You're not excited by food, you are not excited by anything. Everything just comes to a halt. And that's exactly what peace is to a nation. Peace is the health of a nation. When the nation is troubled, there can't be progress. There can't be development. And it doesn't matter, people of God, whether it is in Maiduguri, or whether it's in Lagos, or whether it's in Onitsha, or whether it's in Aba. Once there is no peace, the whole country is in chaos. There can't be investments. Those who want to invest can't come in. Those who want to go to work cannot go to work. And there is a ripple effect of an economy that is on its knees on what happens when prices of things goes up. Even though you think in your own little corner you are still selling your wares, you are still doing stuff, when you make that money, you go back to the market where prices have gone skyrocketing. And the way these things work, you don't need to be an economist to know that once there is a decision or something happened, somehow it has an effect. I didn't know it. The shows have come to roast so quickly. Few days ago, I was in my room jejely, and somebody was telling me how the effect of border closure had led to everything being expensive. I didn't even know it has become. I thought we were still discussing it as a matter of policy, because these are issues that I'm also very deeply involved in because of the work we do for the Nigerian customs and the government and all of that. And then jejely, somebody didn't even know what those policy or grammar they are blowing, in Abuja or whatever it is. But at least the person knows that they said they have closed the borders. Chicken is not coming in. Something else is not coming. Rice is not coming in. Therefore, the price has gone up. Meanwhile, you think you are in your place, jejely doing your thing. I was riding with my sister to a place yesterday. The business that my sister does is the least you would think would be connected with border closure. She's into farming, big time farming, and then she sells also to all other piggery farmers the pig food that they sell. So she sells in tons. And I overheard a conversation as we were driving to mainland yesterday, talking to someone to say, no, sell it 44,000. Sell it. So what are you people selling? This market woman. So it's pig something, or PKC or something. I didn't call the name. Maybe it's PKC they call. So she bought it 20-something thousand. Now she was told the day before that the price has gone to 45,000 because of border closure. That is from Togo, they bring in palm kernel. And I'm like, so what else do we produce in this country? And I was almost going to, I just withdrew myself, saying, oh, no, there's a message God asks you to preach tomorrow. You want to go on this route of what else are we producing in this country? These countries, even palm kernel that they use for the animal feeds, it's been brought in, and because the border is closed, price has gone from about 27,000, it's now 43. Somebody jejely, she doesn't know economics, she did nothing, she knows next to nothing about economics. But once there's crisis somewhere, part of the reason why government doesn't have enough money to do beyond corruption and all of the things that we accuse government of, but part of the reason why enough money isn't available to fund education, to fund health, is because so much money is going into, trying to keep the peace in the Niger Delta, trying to keep the peace in the, northern part of the country, where there are terrorism and Boko Haram. And by the time you compound that with what will be embezzled and what will be mismanaged, you realize that there's nothing else left to do the right thing. And those who want to come into the country to invest, once they know that it's a war-torn zone, they won't come. I know several times when election cycles are coming, because of the kind of work we do, number of investors, that they go out in their droves. Once it's like 6 months. The time that foreign investors have to invest in your country is basically like 2 years. They wait 9 months or 6 months or 1 year to your election. They wait 6 months or 9 months after the election to see whether you guys will be up in arms fighting yourselves. When things calm down, they will come in. 2 years, they will enjoy whatever they want to enjoy, depending on the policy direction of the government. And as soon as 9 months is also off, they go. So if there is no peace, there comes the development of the nation. And so, and as people of God, we're supposed to stand in the gap for our country. To say, Father, let there be peace in Nigeria. Let there be peace in our land. There are many people all over the world who doesn't even know that many of you don't know where Maiduguri is. Once they hear that there is Boko Haram, they think that as soon as you land in Airport, there are, what do you call those people in cartoon and movie? Those who be, not just how, there's a particular name, they are the cowboys or something, they are waiting somewhere to just snatch you. They think Lagos is like 5 meters away from Maiduguri. I told them, when I tell some people I haven't even been to that part of the country, like, really? If I tell them how long distance it is, there was an analogy I gave to someone one day. I said, do you know that this thing you are describing to me is like we are here in London. I think we're in London that day or something. And then something is happening in Netherlands or something is happening in Paris. That's the distance between Lagos and Maiduguri. It's like we're here in London and then you heard that there was a bomb, just beside the what do they call that tower? In Paris. I said, really? I've not even been there. But once they heard it, they think the whole country is up in flames. You see, once there's a CNN or social media caption of anything and they see you, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you from Nigeria? Is everything all right? It's like, so peace is important. Take away corruption, take away stealing, take away embezzlement. One of the primary responsibilities of the government is to maintain peace and order in the country. Once there is crisis, even the most well-intended government's attention is diverted because they know that that's the primary responsibility of government and they channel all resources, to keep them the peace. So, peace is important. And the Bible says, as people, we are the intercessor to stand in gap and pray for the peace of our land. Don't think it's so far off. Don't think you don't have anyone there. You'll be surprised how connected the whole world is. It could just be a friend. It could just be someone you serve together or someone you went to school together who is serving there. When I was working in the bank, before I left, I was transferred to Maiduguri. Part of the reason why I probably left the bank, maybe subsequently, I eventually didn't go to Maiduguri. But I got a transfer letter there in the bank that I worked for. And I was to be transferred to Maiduguri. The only thing I remember about it is how scorching the son is in that person, I'm not going nowhere. All right? So imagine, if I've gone there, maybe I will have married one Yani, and then we're there, and then they say there's something going on in Maiduguri, and you think it's one Maiduguri. You'll be surprised that somehow it's one person that you knew back in Gilead before or something, The Bible says if you throw a stone into the market, it's probably, a family member that may just be caught. So, pray for the peace of the country so that the country can develop. Number 2, pray for those in authority. Pray for those in authority. You are praying for the peace of the land. You are praying for the leaders. 1 Timothy chapter 2. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verses 1 and 2. Say, I exhort you therefore that first of all, supplications, prayers, intercessions, giving of thanks be made for all men. Verse 2, for kings, and for all that are in authority, that they may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty. Sometimes we get carried away by the fact that some of the actions of those in leadership appear to be deliberately intended to be bad and harsh. Sometimes they are not. Most often, it is limited to their knowledge, it is limited to their capacity, it is influenced by what they see and what they know. And so it is our responsibility to pray. Sometimes we find it easier to fall in love with those who maybe come from a part of the country or in the same religion with us and all of that. And so those we like and those we hate are influenced by, is the person from my tribe or is the person from my religion, and all of that. And the way we relate with them or the way we talk about them is influenced by those biases. But God says we should pray for those in authority, for the wisdom to do the right thing, for courage to take difficult decisions. Pray that they know the right things to do. Pray that they have the courage to do what is right. Pray that the intrigues and the machinations going on, particularly in the brand of government that we run, which is democracy, can be very tough. You can't be a leader in a democratic government if you don't have large people supporting you. And a lot of money for that, to be able to do all of that. And those who have the money to finance you are likely going to be, they may probably have their hands dirty one way or the other. How do those people bankroll you to government and you get to the place of authority and you're able to do right thing, take decision? It can be very tough. And if you're a leader, or you are close enough to them, you know that these things don't come easy. Every decision, no matter how good, is seen from the lens of the biased mind of people. If you take a decision to make religion good, maybe a particular type of religion, there are, at the minimum, more than 3. So if you are a Muslim, and you say, oh, now that God has brought me there as a Muslim leader, there are at least almost 100 million Muslims in the country. Let me do some things that will at least make this religion better. You know exactly what the Christians will say. And if you go there and say, because I'm a child of God, I'm a Christian, and they are not pastors. They're supposed to be leaders. Leader over atheists, leaders over Muslims, leaders over Christians. If you do something and you say, oh, now that I'm a pastor, God brought me here for a time like this. Let me try to make sure that, Christianity, the same you, who is a Christian leader, is supposed to superintend over Muslim. And if you do something, the Muslim will go up in arms. If you do something, so let's promote this type of business, this type of trade, so that Nigeria can get a lot of money. Those who suffer from the promotion of that trade will fight you. Have you heard it before that people say some of those who are making power initiatives not to work, electricity, are those who are selling generators. Have you heard that before?
Yes.
Because some people are making money from selling generators. A lot of money. And genuinely so, that business will crumble if public supply improves. And there are lives tied to, you know how many generator selling companies that we have in the country? PLCs. I'm not talking of Yomi Limited. Public limited company that employ hundreds of people and even thousands of people. Those ones will lose their job, at least in the immediate, until they find a different kind of job and the rest. So, as much as they want the country to improve, the guy is like, what's going to happen to the container on the IC that I'm going to clear and sell? I have borrowed money. It's like those who doctors are praying for business to boom. And you know what it is when business is booming for doctors? Some people are in pains. Those who are selling coffins also pray. It's a business for them to make money. Undertakers want business to boom. So there is not a single decision that can be so generally accepted. Of course, there are common denominators that maybe a number of people will reason with, but you can't find a single policy, not one. And it's important that as the leader who are surrounded by those people who are affected by this, one of those who will be, maybe if you pick power, for example, one of those who will be affected are those who finance the election too. So what are you going to do? You want to do road? Okay, we know we can't do everything, so let's do Lagos, Benin Road. And you want to pump money there, you say, somebody with a what of Onitsha, Newi Road. And you don't have money to do both. What of Maiduguri to Jos? And those who think that's what favors them, they will do everything possible to make sure that Lagos Benin Road doesn't work. Or you don't do it, so that you don't do it. So it can be very intriguing. It can be very difficult. Sometimes these guys go through a lot, even if we assume they are well-intentioned. They don't want to steal, they're not ethnic bigots and all of that. They are well-intentioned. There will always be issue. And I've used simple example, but it can be more complex. So how do they have the courage to do the right thing? How do they get advised? You know, the kind of advice that will be good enough, that won't be influenced by the biases of those who are advising them. And if you've risen very high, there is no economic policy in the whole world that doesn't have pro and cons. IMF will say devalue your currency. The other people will say, why would you devalue your currency? It's already bad. There is 360. You should be thinking of how to bring the value down to 100 naira. And when you bring the 100 naira, if you bring it to 100 naira, your foreign reserve collapse. And when your foreign reserve collapse, you don't have foreign exchange cover to import anything into your country. So it's a vicious cycle. And you have to balance those who want naira to appreciate versus those who want naira to depreciate. Those who have a small $100 that they have bought 2 years ago and they're just praying, maybe when dollar go to 500, I don't have it. You have to balance the interest of those with the interest of those who think I want to bring the machinery next year and praying that dollar will reduce a little so that the amount of naira I need to buy that machine will reduce. Who do you answer? The exporter wants a lot of money, a lot of naira for their export. So the higher the naira, the more the more they collect. Because if you sell $1,000, naira is 300. That's 300,000. If dollar is 500, that's 500,000. Because you are bringing in money. But if you are going there to buy, like many Nigerians do, if dollar is 300, you need 300,000 to buy that 1,000 thing. And if dollar reduces to 100, you need just 100,000. And in the economy, there are almost equal sizes of people. Those who want it to go up, and and those who want it to come down. How do you balance it and do the right thing? When Minister A wants it up, Minister B wants it down in the same cabinet. So it can be very tough, is the point I'm making. And what you do is to say, God, give these leaders, let them be surrounded by wise counsels, wise advisors. Give them the understanding to know what is the best in the overall interest of the country. And give them the courage to be able to take decisions. So, pray for the country. 2, pray for the leaders. Number 3, obey constituted authority. As Christians, we are supposed to obey the leader. I use constituted authority. Hebrews 13, verse 17. Hebrews 13, verse 17. King James Version says, obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourself, for they watch over your soul as they must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. It is our responsibility as Christians to be law-abiding. That means we can't violate the law. We can't be breaking the law, because if you do, God says is like disobeying me directly. The principle of leadership is that nobody attained a leadership position without God conceding to it. And that can be another tough thing to understand. And so when they are there, when they are taking decision, they are in effect representing God. And it's not just spiritual, even in government. So it means it's our responsibility to obey law and order. And I have used constituted authority so that we can limit, I'm not saying every frivolities of leaders who just churn out things. The law and order in a country is usually represented by the constitution and all the laws that you have in those countries. And so you can't go against the law. And it can be simple law like, don't drive one way. Don't do illegitimate business. It is wrong for you to smuggle. Because when you do, the law says you cannot. And if you do, you are breaking that law. And so you are offending. And it is part of this Mr. A break law 1, Mr. B break law 2 that makes a country like a lawless society. And it doesn't make for a nation that wants to attract God's blessing. You see people put sticker at the back of their car. Angels on guard. So they are chanting, they are taking one way, and they are hiding from last man. That can be a godly behavior. That can be a godly behavior. Sometimes when I see people drive one way, the only thing that comes in my mind is one day I will just print different kind of stickers. I will just flash it. Check the stickers on your car. And be law abiding, and then I'll put it back. So it's important that we obey the laws of the land. Romans 13 says everyone must submit to governing authorities. It's talking about laws. Everyone must submit to governing authorities. For all authority comes from God. And those in position of authority, that's my favorite NLT. For all authority comes from God. And those in position of authority have been placed there by God. So anyone who rebels against authority is rebelling against what God has instituted. That's the Bible. And they will be punished. For the authorities do not strike fear in people who are doing right, but in those who are doing wrong. Would you like to live without fear of the authorities? Then do what is right, and they will honor you. That's the Bible, from the Bible. The authorities are God's servants, sent for your good. But if you are doing wrong, of course, you should be afraid, for they have the power to punish you. Say they are God's servants, sent for the very purpose of punishing those who do what is wrong.